Hello, Gemini. Great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast for November 2025. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way, Gemini. Quite an exciting month for a lot of you, and I feel like it's a culmination type of a month where it's time for you to kind of flex your muscles and get out there into the world and to try to see if you're going to float or sink. So this is the month where I feel like, you've been working on things, you've been kind of like finalizing things, putting the final touches on some things, and you're bringing them forth into the world. And I do feel as well, there's a lot of networking opportunities, a lot of opportunities kind of like lining up one by one for future endeavors, future collaboration, future projects. And so I feel like it's a little bit of a busy month. It's not too overwhelming where you're going to be running yourself ragged, but I feel like there are a lot of deadlines. There are a lot of like timelines that needs to be met, that needs to be, held stringently too. And so I feel like, everything needs to be accounted for this month. Every hour, every minute, things need to be accounted for. I'm also feeling as well, they mentioned there are a lot of options on the table regarding work. And I also feel like there is a work partnership coming into the picture. So you might, ally with someone and become a partner to them. And I'm feeling a lot of you who might be in the medical or the law profession. You might have been like an associate and they're making you a partner. You might have shared space with them and now they want you on board as their partner, as like an equal, partner, where you split the cost of running a practice. So that could be law, that could be medical, that can be like, in a clinical setting. They're making you partner. You split the cost, the overhead fees, but you also split the revenue. So I feel like there's an escalation when it comes to your overall professional achievements and also your financial achievements. Okay, so it's a major uptick. I don't feel like it's a gradual escalation. I feel like it's major. And I'm also feeling as well, relationships are going to be front and center for this month. Relationship with another person in business or in romance. And I feel like relationships overall are going to be taken to the next level, whatever that means. So contractually, it could be work partnership being taken to the next level where you sign contracts, you agree on, 50-50 split, or you agree on like a 70-30 split, whatever the arrangement works for you. But I feel like it's going to create a lot of new clients that are coming in. It's also going to solidify your financial foundation. And then on the other hand, there's also the relationship, escalation in relationship, like in commitment. So proposals, I feel, is highly in store for some of you, as well as like having a clear sense of direction that, whoever you're with, that they want the same things as you do. So it's like forward momentum, two people moving on forward together in the same direction. And overall, I feel like it's a lot of positive things that are coming into the picture. They're saying as well, lots of community, lots of like communication coming your way, and community outreach is the word that I'm hearing. Community outreach, communication. So I feel like you're going to be very visible to the public this month. What you do, the people are going to hang on your every words. They will listen to what you have to say. I'm going to use this one. They will listen to what you have to say, and they will hold you in high regards. And, you have a lot of sway with your words, with your actions. So, make sure your words match up with your actions, and make sure, you practice what you preach. They say there are some projects that are coming into the picture that you kind of like, I feel like you have, ample opportunities. And so it's not a month of lack. Okay, it's not a month of lack. It's a month where there is a lot of abundance, but not all options are I want to say feasible in the time frame that you have. You might have commitment elsewhere. And so you have new things coming in, but you're not really sure, like, is it really worth my time? Can I really trust the people I'm on board with? Can I, trust that we're not going to have creative differences? Can I trust that it's going to go the distance? So I feel like you're sitting down and really ruminating over, you have to really think, is this worth it? Is it going to provide, the best optimal outcome for everybody? So you're really thinking about how much work is involved, how much time you can devote to a specific project. And I feel like you're very hesitant about committing to something if it doesn't pass that common sense test. You're very hesitant about, I don't want to say yes to them and, shortchange the work that I do, shortchange them, shortchange the quality is what I'm feeling. And I also feel like a lot of people are appraising, looking at, gauging the value of something and then giving somebody a quote. So I feel like a lot of you are doing that in whatever capacity. So you might be self-employed and you might have some type of a business where you have to give somebody a quote. So I feel like you're listening to everything that they say they need. And then, you're doing like the mental gymnastics in your head. You're doing the calculations. And then you write down a number that you think all of that will, include all your services, all your skills, all the labor, all the parts. And then you give them that final number as an estimate. And I feel like you don't budge. So it feels to me like you're very skilled at assessing, what something is going to cost. So I feel a lot of you in the appraising business, or at least, giving out some type of an appraisal, some type of a final number, some type of, you've got an extra card here, some type of a final decision. So I feel like the month itself, I mean, this spread looks, so far I have done, this is the 7th one that I'm doing. And this is probably the best spread compared to all the other ones. But let's just go over this energy. Let me see, first of all, if there's anything else. So first of all, let me just talk about the spread, because there are a few things that are jumping out at me. Let me talk about this, even though it is the last card, but this is what I was feeling here. This is a month about new beginnings, okay? New challenges that you have overcome in the past. It has, taught you the skills and the necessary function so that you can move ahead and you can learn, take everything that you've learned with you and start again, start anew, and be in this space where you can still work in a very harmonious way with other people, but you know where you stand, and you know that this is a kind of like that turning point in your life, okay? This is a very, very decisive type of a month. Are we going to float, or are we going to sink? Are we going to need the assistance from other people, or are we capable of doing things on our own? So I feel like this is a month where you're going to put yourself out there and you're really going to push yourself past your limits. You're really going to challenge yourself to do things faster, to do things better. And I also feel like, it's going to come with its own set of challenges, but there will be magnificent rewards. Okay. So this is the month where you find out what you're really made of. I do feel for some of you, the Judgment card and the Nine of Pentacles came out together. The Nine of Pentacles basically indicates some type of a home-based business. It indicates self-employment. It indicates a situation where money, like making your money grow for you, investing in your own business, investing in your own human capital, investing in things that will generate income for you. And what this denotes to me, and this is also, the Mercury retrograde energy, if you are in a capital intensive type of a job where you have a lot of machinery, where you have a lot of even like printers, scanners, I'm seeing for some of you, methods of communication like computers. So if you are surrounded constantly by, things that depreciate over time, machinery and those things come to mind. I feel like the money is going to go towards transforming the work through buying new equipment, getting things repaired. And the 28th that I'm doing this recording, do your inventory, see what items, need repairs, and see if there is wear and tear or if there are things that you need to restock on, because this is kind of like hitting the ground running. It's a very, very potent energy, but I feel like there are some things behind the scenes, like inventory, machinery, things that you rely on for the everyday operations of a job, or especially of a self-employed gig. I feel that you're going to need to make sure everything is up and running smoothly before you charge on ahead in this month. And I do feel there's going to be heavy investment that is necessary in your business to fix these things, to buy new equipment, to buy new things, okay? So inventory check comes to mind, and this is something that you need to do, especially if you are business owners. So having said that, let me talk about the first card. We have the Sun. And in terms of the Sun, this is a very magnificent month when it comes to business, when it comes to your reputation, when it comes to your professional image, and when it comes to overall career success and forward movement and momentum and, getting things going the way that you want, getting positive reception, being in the limelight, having a lot of positive feedback. So for all of you out there, if you've had any negative, energies that you've been battling with, like self-doubt, or even people who are, throwing negativity your way, like telling you that, oh, you should do it like this, you're not really grasping the concept, or whatever it is that has really held you back, coming into this month, you're going to feel very elated, and you're going to feel very, very capable and confident as to what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and how to maximize your strength to get you going in the professional direction that you want. And it's linked up here with the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is, I usually look at this card in terms of, yes, there were projects in the past that were half-baked. There were people that you dealt with where, there was a lot of creative differences between you and other people. And there might have been temper flare-ups, there might have been jealousy, there might have been envy. And it was a unhealthy work environment where no matter what you did, somebody was going to scrutinize, and it felt like even when you gave 100%, there's always somebody on the sidelines making, comments, making criticisms, and, just overall giving you grief. And I feel like many of you tried your best, and you really tried to appease everybody. And so this is the month where I feel like you're going to take a different route. It's like, I'm going to do what feels good to me. I'm going to go with my intuition. I'm going to trust that what I'm doing is for the greater interest of everybody involved, but also for my own sanity, for my own emotional well-being. So I'm sensing that many of you are not going to let this negative energy really affect you. And I'm also feeling as well, you are starting to detach yourself from business partnerships or people that come to you and want like a lot of extra free stuff from you or even extra perks from you, and they don't really give you anything in return. And then on top of that, you might have, given services and given gifts, given things to people, and they, rather than appreciating the gesture, I feel like instead they're like, oh, can you do this instead? Can you add more stuff to it? And I feel like some of you might have known these people for quite some time, and you thought they would be good people. You thought they would be supportive. You thought they would, really help you celebrate when success comes into the picture for you. But what ended up happening is I feel like, there's a weaning away process, people leaving, and you had to physically remove yourself and kind of cut yourself away from people that were feeding you, negativity, or like taking you for granted. Taking for granted is what I'm feeling. And I feel like for many of you, this is like collaborators, people that came to you when you were flying high, and they might not be there when you're at a low point. So I don't feel like these are friends. They're more like acquaintances. They're more like colleagues. They're more like people that, you could have had a lot of projects with, but for whatever reason, there were a lot of creative differences. There was also, I feel, mismanagement of money, and somebody, it feels like there was like they overestimated how much money was involved, and then they spent the money, the bulk of the money, on very frivolous things, and at the end of it, the project never got off the ground because the money was mismanaged. I feel like there's a major mismanagement happening here, and as a result of it, it just never got off the ground. You had to walk away from it. So I feel like this is the month where, it's like the lesson kind of sink in. At the time you were wondering what was going on. I knew something was off, but now I feel like you're going to get some clear signs or some clear indicators that money was mismanagement. Money was poured in towards like wining and dining, and the money just wasn't there to get the project off the ground. And as a result of it, you might have, spent a lot on drafting initial like business proposals, drafting like plans, having a blueprint laid out for these people, but then projects never got off the ground. And so after that whole debacle, I do feel like things that are solid and stable and trustworthy are the ones that are still around. So I feel like we have a weaning away process where things that didn't work out, they're falling away. And I feel like this is to start to get some concrete evidence that, what project is not getting off the ground and why. And there is a major theme here about financial mismanagement. And then moving forward, we have people that are sincere, that want to work with you, that have viable, projects that are going to pan out and that are going to be lucrative. So you have a lot of green light here about, this is stalled, but these are working. So we're going to shift our energies to these avenues that are really working out well. And I feel like they're saying tried and true. So you might be collaborating with people that you've known for a really long time, with people that have a very good reputation under their belt, people that you've rubbed elbows with in the past. And now they're coming to you for collaborations. And I feel like there is a sense here of mutual respect, of mutual people who are, creatively of mutual minds, because there's a lot of creative differences in this scenario, but there's a lot of harmony in this scenario. I feel like some of you might be musicians. The melody and harmony keeps coming out, and I feel like it's denotes like some type of sound, some type of symphony, some type of a creative venture where it's like performing arts, dancing, movements, and music. So I feel like you're collaborating with people that you get on with, that you have a great deal of respect for, that you have known but never worked with, or you have worked with in the past, or you have, known for a long time. So I do see a partnership where there is a great sense of complementarity. So we have here the Chariot card, and the Chariot card, basically, you see the black and the white horse. These are like complements of each other. So one person, I feel like, might be very, very type A. They're the planner. They're the people that, go out and make things happen. They shake and move things. And then you have another person, another partner who's like on a little bit more on the passive side. They like to work behind the scenes. They like to, I want to say like, they like to do like the housekeeping, the bookkeeping, the behind the scenes stuff. So I feel like there's a great sense of complementarity, even though you might have very different ways of doing things. And even though you work at different pace, but I feel like this is somebody that you trust, and this is somebody that you can pool your resources with, pool your energy together and move things forward, because there is a great deal of strength and a great deal of mutual respect and appreciation for one another, despite your differences. So for some of you, I feel like this is more business partner, business partnership related. I'm also seeing as well like collaborators. And I feel like there's an element here of two people looking very different. So I feel like somebody might be a little bit, darker skin, like on the tanner side, darker skin, darker hair. Somebody might have like lighter skin, paler skin, lighter hair. So there's an element here of, I want to say interracial. I also want to say like ethnically, culturally, linguistically different, but everything works because, we're all the same, just at the basis of it. So I feel like there is this sense here of mutual respect and great communication, and I feel like it's working out really well. Some of you, for this energy, I feel like it's a partner, it's a relationship partner, where the two of you are there. I do see there's proposals here. So taking the relationship to the next level, making a proposal to another person, creating a family together, or expanding the family unit. Okay, so I see like children, I see pregnancies as well with this card, and also children being added into the family unit. Some of you as well are, if you've had disappointments, like God forbid, but like miscarriages, or if you've been trying to get pregnant, I feel like this is the month where things are really going to go your way. And I'm also sensing as well, for whatever reason, I feel like your partner or you might want to get pregnant, but the timing was never right because both parties were either very busy or they were trying to get their professional life in order. And now that everything is smooth and harmonized, I feel like you're really thinking about, family planning, adding new children into the family unit, getting married, getting proposed, or proposing to another person. So we have a very, very big family and proposal vibe in here. So I feel like you and your partner, there might be cultural, linguistic, or even, ethnic differences. And I feel like no matter what, it's working, and there is a lot of harmony and a lot of love in this spread. So whatever hesitations you've had, whatever, like, I'm not really sure about this, where are things going, and whatever kind of like self-doubt you've had, I feel like all of those things are being uplifted. All of those things are kind of melting away. You have a better sense of direction as to who you need to move ahead with, what project, which partner, and especially which collaborator. And so there's a lot of creative energy here with the moon. And the moon is indicating a situation where I do feel we do have, the full moon in Gemini as well. So I feel like it reveals so that you can kind of break yourself out of this state where you were suspicious or you were thinking about, something and you didn't really have proof. I feel like the moon came in, especially that full moon in Gemini. We also have another new moon in Sagittarius in your opposite sign. And I feel like it's a great time to manifest new things. And it's just a great time overall for you to start new projects because you are getting that snippet of clarity that's coming in that's necessary for you to move ahead. And not only, move away from just thinking and living in your head, but making concrete actions and manifesting things in the physical realm. So we have some really good things. Family situations, whatever problems there have been in the past, they're going to clear up. So these are great family cards, okay? Communication, support, getting positive reception, and getting positive feedback from family members. I do feel very big proposal coming into the picture. And I'm also sensing as well, for those of you who are